Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will dig more into the details of client building and we will check couple of more interesting things. So let's get started. Now friends, first of all let me talk about this particular URL, and this is based on the resource brands, and if we hit this URL then we will simply get a list of brands which are available in our database table. Alright, so take a note of it, and now moving forward let us check couple of things. Now friends, in here if we check, there are like multiple things which we are doing. For example, first of all we are giving the target, then based on the target we are requesting, and based on the request we are doing a specific request, for example get in this case. Now friends, there are definitely multiple steps and we can indeed like check out individual step, and in individual step there are like couple of things which we can do. Now in here first of all let me talk about get. So if we check this method and if we try to autocomplete, there are like different type of gets. For example, get as in a raw get method which will give us a response, then we have a get based on a class, and then we also have a generic get. But in here let us talk about this get where we can pass a class type. Now friends, whenever we deal with a response, for example I showed this particular what we say response, there are like object representation of a class. For example, we are working with a Java environment, then this would be nothing but a class, a Pojo, right? And the Pojo is being displayed in the form of JSON. Now friends, there is one thing. In here we can indeed pass on the class of the Pojo, and the response will be converted in the form of Pojo. Now in here we know that the response is of brand type and the class is available, but it is available inside our API. So if I show you the resource, here is the brand model and here is the Pojo, right? So there are like couple of things, but the most important thing is these two variables, int brand ID and string brand name. That's it. So these two variable forms the Pojo, and using the Pojo we can definitely converting the response in the form of this particular JSON. But when it comes to the client, we don't have access to the brand.java file. What is the solution? How we can know a proper response out of this? If I run this application, we will not get a proper response. Let me show you. So let me run this application on the web server. Alright, the application is up and running. Let me navigate to JEXRS/app and let me show you the response. Here is the response, and definitely we cannot extract appropriate information out of this. What is the solution? We can either convert this response to a brand's Pojo type, but as we don't have the brand's class, we can definitely move forward and convert the response in the form of a string as well. So let me show you. So in here we can do what? We can give string.class as a class reference. Then in this case we will get a response in the form of a string. So let me convert this. So if I hover upon this, we will have this option to change the type to a string, and definitely we will return the response. Alright, let me refresh this page. The context, the API will redeployed in couple of seconds. Here is the output. So now indeed we are getting the response in a proper string format, and using this string we can definitely extract the information. Now friends, there is one more thing. There are time where your application may give the media in different types, for example in XML format and in JSON format, and we need to restrict the response to, for example, the JSON format. Now in order to request the response in a proper media format, we have something known as media type, right? So if we check the type of request we can do, there are like couple of types, for example accepted response types. Now what are these accepted response type? Now these accepted response type are nothing but our media type. So in here I can type in media type, and for example we will only accept JSON format for our like application. So again that is possible. We will simply pass on application underscore JSON. In this case we will only receive JSON as a response, and if the API is not capable of returning JSON, then in that case we won't get anything. Alright, so again let me refresh this application. Let us wait for a couple of seconds for redeployment, and indeed there won't be any change. Here is the output. Perfectly alright response. JSON response in the form of a string. Alright, now friends, in our next video we will check couple of more things related to the client, and some small but important things will be discussed in our next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.